You're listening to Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now, back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
For the Forge Jewelers, Omega time is 7:37. Forge Jewelers, the official jeweler of 1450 WCTC. Got your chance to win some tickets to Balloon Festival coming up a little bit later on this morning. Stick around for that. I got some special guests who are joining me for the next half hour here of Jersey Central. They're with me inside the ProCare studios today. We recently talked about a big fundraising event that happened in North Branch to benefit a terrific group with a couple of different chapters here in New Jersey. And they're having, one of the districts is having a convention this coming weekend in Somerset. So I got a couple of guests who are with me here to talk about the group. They are called Ahepa, and they've got a couple of chapters around the state here. And my special guests who are here to talk about some of the mission and some of the great work that they're doing. Two guests named George at the same time. This could be unprecedented here this morning. But we'll say hello to the first George that's on my right here. George Petrakakis, am I close?
That's correct, Bert. Good morning.
Welcome, George. Good to see you. And we have the other George, Karatzia. Close on that one?
Oh, absolutely. Right. And great to be here.
Welcome to the Georges. Good to have you guys both here. But before we talk about some of the specifics, give us some background, if you would. First, the George that's on my right here. Give us just some background and some of the history of what Ahepa and what it's all about.
Certainly. Thank you, Bert, and good morning. Ahepa is the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association. It was established in 1922 in Atlanta, Georgia, by 8 men who had a phenomenal vision. And this organization came about to fight the evils of bigotry and discrimination and to help the Greek immigrants assimilate to the American society. Currently, it has approximately 400 chapters across the United States of America, and our mission is very diverse. It's to promote the ancient ideals of Hellenism, education, philanthropy, civic responsibility, and also family and individual excellence through community service and volunteerism. And in District 5, which is where George and I are from, we have 18 chapters in New Jersey and one in Wilmington, Delaware, totaling about 1,000+ members.
Wow, and this started with just a handful of guys that wanted to make sure that there was fair representation and they didn't have to deal with hatred and bigotry, like you said.
That's correct.
And just really paved the way for generations of people since then.
Yes.
Pretty remarkable. And the fact that it's grown to this point is pretty special, too. But just looking at some of the work that you've done to this point, whether it's funding cancer research, helping out with 9/11 relief, helping out with special events that happen over the course of the year, it's really remarkable the way that you're able to help out so many different groups and so many different people. It's pretty spectacular.
When there's a call for action, Ahepa steps to the forefront.
Yeah, good stuff. And George, the other George over here, a recent guest of mine who did something pretty remarkable to raise awareness for PTSD and had a service dog that took a trip with him, a walking trip, if you will, from Washington all the way to New Jersey recently. He wound up the trip in East Brunswick, New Jersey. Has a connection with you guys as well. You want to talk about that?
Yes. Last year at our convention, we wanted to make an awareness of the post-traumatic stress disorder to our veterans. And being a combat veteran in Vietnam, I thought this was an important mission that I believe Ahepa should start getting itself involved in. And with 22 veterans today committing suicide, we can no longer be on the sidelines. But as Americans, we should do all we can to try to help these poor soldiers returning still, with the battlefield in their minds and trying to cope. Last year we had 3 veterans that came to our convention. 2 of them had their service dogs, and you could see they had somewhat of a purpose in life. And Michael Downs, when he was there with us, he was still waiting for his dog. Mm-hmm. He was a Homedale police officer.
Right.
And he had the sense to get away from the gun. When he was at our convention, he was, I believe, had a lot of anxiety going on, and his wife was on the other side of the room, and he was talking honestly that he was having some problems. His wife was in tears. And a week later, after our convention, he started at the Vietnam Memorial in Homedale and walked 230 miles. Took him 3 days as an awareness. He just recently did it in reverse last week. And, when you say it's not just a talk, but he absolutely did the walk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was pretty remarkable when you talked about just sort of the mental state that he was in when he was at your event last year compared to a couple of weeks ago when he was with me in this room right here and he had his service dog with him. It was night and day. I could see the difference that it made in his life, and it kind of gave him a real purpose and a real meaning for what he was doing, because he was here maybe a week or so before he did the walk from Washington. Mm-hmm. He was ready to go right then. I could tell he was in game shape right there. I could tell he takes care of himself physically, and he had a clarity about him mentally that maybe he didn't have before. And it's probably the work with the service dog and just being involved with you guys that saved his life. We're talking about 22 a day, and you said he was kind of in a bad way when he was with you guys. So it's pretty remarkable what you guys are doing. It was a tangible difference that I could say personally I saw firsthand. Pretty special.
Well, I think that, unfortunately, when our veterans are returning home from war, they don't understand really what's happened to them. Something's changed. Something's different about them. Even their family notices they aren't as happy as they were. They keep them to themselves. And unfortunately for many who are starting having depression and anxiety attacks, they start to can't function. They can't keep a job.
Yeah.
Can't keep a job. They can't pay the rent and then become homeless. And it's a crime the way we see our veterans that are homeless. Mm-hmm. And I'm a 43-year member with Disabled American Vets, and I could tell you within the past 6 weeks that we found one veteran from Iraq living in some makeshift tent in a park. Somebody that one of our members, great guy with a big heart, approached him to find out what his problem was. And he came back to us and told us he's a bright young guy who can't deal with life right now, but he's lost everything. And my chapter 74 of the Disabled American Vets in Freehold, we gave him $700. We have a friend of mine, Ron Johnson's a service officer, and helped him to get him into the system of the VA. Unfortunately, the VA is not doing everything it could do. It could do a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the veterans organizations are really stepping up and filling up the gaps that the VA is not.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. And George, and for some of the other work that Ahepa does, I know we talked about a recent fundraiser that you guys had done. Pretty remarkable stuff. You award scholarships, USO care packages you've donated thousands and thousands of dollars to. There's a lot of things going on that this organization really enhances. You really kind of are able to contribute and really make a difference. Education Foundation, significant donation to them as well. And just a bunch of different groups that you guys are involved with that you're really helping them with their missions as well. So it's a pretty special thing you guys are doing.
That's correct, Bert. And also this past year we had district-wide Ahepa blood drives, and this coming weekend at the convention we're continuing our humanitarian effort with bone marrow drive as well, and also a program for organ transplants. Something else I want to mention, too, is George's chapter, the Homedale chapter, was the first chapter to sponsor a service dog. And also, most recently, on April 22nd of this year, the Toms River Ahepa family in Toms River, New Jersey, were very successful and raised enough money to also sponsor a service dog, which they're going to appropriately name Penelope. And the first dog was named Ahepa. Also, the World War II war bond effort, we were contracted by the government, and we raised $400 million in the war bond effort.
I wonder what that translates to, modern dollars.
That's right.
Billions, I would think, right?
Mm-hmm. Billions.
Pretty remarkable. The convention that's coming up this weekend, is this a good opportunity for people to maybe get introduced to the group and find out more about it by attending this weekend?
The convention itself, the business sessions are closed. However, on Friday night at the Clarion Hotel at 7 p.m. is the opening ceremony. Anybody can come. They're more than welcome. And at 7:30, we are giving our Ahepa scholarships out. And on Saturday, we're having the convention meetings, but we are having the organ transplant group there as well. They're having a table at the convention as well as the bone marrow drive. So yes, people are welcome to come. And on Saturday evening is the grand banquet. So yes, everyone's invited.
Okay, we'll spend some more time with our guests coming up in just a few moments. Again, if you want to say hello to them, 732-545-9282. Our Ford's Jewelers Omega time is 7:52. Ford's Jewelers, the official jeweler of 1450 WCTC. We'll spend another couple minutes with our guests who are here. George and George, who are from Ahepa. They're here to talk about the District 5 convention that is coming up this weekend and just a lot of the great things that the Ahepa organization, the local chapters here are involved in, and the tremendous help that they've been able to provide for a number of years. Jim in Highland Park, good morning. You want to say hello to our guests who are here, Jim?
Yes. Hello, brothers. How are you?
Hello, brothers. Wow.
Hello.
Good morning, Brother Jim.
Nice to hear you on the air. Here in at WCTC.
So, Jim, you've worked with these guys for a while?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. And we are very proud of their efforts in promoting the Wounded Warrior Project with service dogs.
Yeah. It seems like they help out a lot of people, Jim, so I could see why you're kind of drawn to help them out.
Yes, and hopefully throughout the Ahepa domain, it will catch on. Right, Georges?
That's correct.
It is already, Jimmy.
All right, and I hope to see you this weekend at the convention.
Very
Absolutely.
Nice. Jim will be there this weekend. Very good. Jim, I appreciate the call.
I am past president of the local chapter.
Very nice. Wow.
Jimmy's with the New Brunswick Monroe chapter number 75.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
And Yasas, and I'll see you over the weekend.
Is that code for something?
Yes, Jimmy. It's a greeting.
Thank you, Bert, for having them.
Of course.
And
They're good guys.
Everyone adieu.
Adieu to you, too. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Jim.
So Jimmy works with you guys.
Yes,
That's cool.
Very dedicated.
But where can someone go just to get some more information about joining or contributing or maybe just some more details? George, what's the best way?
Certainly. This year we revamped our HEPA District 5 website. It's hepadistrict5.org. You can go to the website. You can send an email to me through the contact us there. We welcome new members, so long as they are men 18 years of age who believe in the Greek ideals and Hellenism, and that they're Christians. That's what are the requirements. As mentioned before in our discussion, President Harry Truman was a member of the Order of Ahepa.
Wow.
As well as other dignitaries and politicians across the country.
So went as far as the White House at one point.
Absolutely.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
So-
when with the war bonds, Harry Truman said, "Who are these guys that raise so much money?" And a year later, in the White House, he became a member.
Wow. Very cool. So obviously you guys are doing something right. So that's good. Good stuff. You recently did a fundraising event at Stony Brook Grill.
Yes.
And you'll do things over the course of the year that people can get involved in. And best thing to do is join or follow on the website.
That's
right?
correct. They can follow on the website. We also have a Facebook page. That's a closed Facebook page for the members. Another very profound function that we have is we have raised $1 million for for cancer research. We have the 5th District HEPA Cancer Research Foundation here in New Jersey and Delaware, and we raised $1 million. We gave it our $1 millionth grant this past year.
That's amazing. Terrific work you guys are doing. So thanks again for being here, and hopefully we got the word out a little bit about what you guys are doing. And George Karatzia, thank you for your service also.
Thank you.
Failed to thank you before, but thank you.
And also, if any of the listeners, if they want to make a donation, and again, the math is simple here, that 1% of the population goes to war and the other 99, I believe we could step up and help them. And we have a 501c3, it's called Ahepa Service Dog for Warriors. They can go on our website, it's ahepa-servicedogs.org. And they need our help. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you guys for being here. All right, and thank you for all you're doing. Greatly appreciated.